All right, Shalom. This is Howard One by Yasha Allah of the Lions Den Camp. Before I begin, I want to say Kal Halayim, La Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Harakakwadash, my mouth. Double honor to the elder apostles of GMS and the elders. Shalom to you, Akim, and Agwatim and children that believe in sincerity and truth around the four corners of the earth. This is going to be a quick lesson. Yahweh Ratazah. I want to go into this topic. I was reading this morning dealing with the recent visits from Trump or Putin when he visited America, speaking with Trump, and and it's been stated that that meeting didn't go well between Trump and Putin. All right, because they're all mainly Trump is trying to push peace under his administration, but at the same time, um, taking a what do you call that? Almost a dictatorship on his own homeland with setting up military troops that can go into the cities like um, Chicago, D.C., and Baltimore. All right, and also at the same time pushing for war or more strikes on Russia through Ukraine. Prior, well, taking an alternative approach than what the Biden administration has done. All right. So when Biden was in office, but you don't even hear about him anymore, he stated, well, they were pushing for a war, but they also were standing down a lot of times against Russia out in the open. Who's to say what they were doing behind doors? You know what I mean? Behind the curtains. But on the forefront, what we saw was America standing down a lot to Russia, and so now you have Trump in office. All right, and we know the war was uh, allegedly started by the Biden administration and the what they call the what they call the military industrial complex allegedly. But today I read this message. Here you go. I'm gonna read it from X. It was a post from Trump, and this was on August 21st. All right, today's the 25th. Um, it says it is very hard. This is from Donald Trump on X. All right, what they call Truth Social. It says Donald Trump, Truth Social, 8/21/25, 9:35 a.m. Eastern Time. It was very hard, if not impossible, to win a war without attacking an invader's country. All right. It is like a great team in sports that has a fantastic defense, but is not allowed to play offense. And he's basically referring to the Biden administration where they had Ukraine. They were establishing Ukraine with all kind of weaponry, but they weren't allowing, they weren't aiding Ukraine in their attacks by sending them missiles, sending them, ways to attack back at Russia. All right, allegedly. But now Trump's threatening to do so. All right, there is no chance of winning. It is like that with Ukraine and Russia. Crooked and grossly incompetent. Joe Biden would not let Ukraine fight back, only defend. How how did that work out? Regardless, this is a war that would have never happened if I were president. Zero chance. Interesting times ahead. President DJ Trump on the mixer, on the mic. DJ Trump, right? Mixing things up. So I'm gonna get a scripture real quick with that in mind. So he said, "Interesting times ahead." This is Obadiah 1 and 3. It says, "The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee." You know, and what's the pride of their heart? Them going into other countries, establishing the dollar, pushing at Russia. Pushing that the red line with Russia. What they're doing in Gaza, what they've done to us, and when dealing with the times of slavery. That's what really built up the pride of Esau. But what built up the pride of America is all these wars, World War II. You know, what's that? What was it called? Operation Desert Storm, right? All the operations that's going on in the Middle East and around the world. So that has built up the pride of this place and its leaders. The pride of thine heart has deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rocks, talking about Esau, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? All right, because ultimately Esau's destiny is to be brought low. All right, that's the destiny. Psalm 55:21, no, 20. He have put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. See, they put forth their hands initially against the children of Israel, the Negroes, Latinos, Native American, and the Most High requires that which is past. So they still got a judgment to be repaid. It says he have broken his covenant, right? They broke their covenant with Jake, especially after the covenant they made with King Jehoshaphat around the 9th century or 8th century BC to be at peace with Israel and to help Israel fight the Israelites fight their battles, some of their battles, all right? So instead, during the times of Babylon, around 586 or so, really 605, um, Esau broke their covenant, right? 586 BC, they came in and burned down our temple so they can get the upper hand. All right, so they broke their covenant a long time ago with Israel. The words of they had a peace treaty with us. All right, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter. Right, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter. That's politicians. But war was in his heart, and that's Esau's way of moving. That's what they call him, the serpent. Right, um, war is in their heart, man. Right, but they speak smooth, they act innocent. But ultimately, most of these wars on this earth has been caused by them. So his words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. And this right here can be pinned to Trump today, right? Acting smooth, trying to be talking about peace, 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 but really they're bringing war. Especially with these statements like, "This is a war that would have never happened if I were president. Zero chance. Interesting times ahead." So he's basically saying they're going to play offense at some point, and he's giving Trump. Trump has given Vladimir Putin and what's his name, Zelensky of Ukraine, has given them another deadline to have talks and bring peace. But this is what the Lord says about their peace. It says this, Isaiah 57:19. I create the fruit of the lips. So the Lord created for Israel to speak the truth today, Israelites, and He also created for war to be in the heart of Edom, and their leaders. And so the Lord said He created the mouth and created them to speak smoothly and created this what they call them, WMD, a weapon of mass, you know, called Edom. I create the fruit of the lips, peace, peace to him that is far off. Talking about to Israel, the Israelites that got scattered, and to him that is near, saith Yahweh, I will heal him. So the Lord said He's gonna heal the what Jews and Gentiles, right? Israelite Jews, Israelites that are close to the Lord, and also Israelites that were in the world. All right, so He's gonna heal all Israel at some point. But the wicked are like the troubled sea. See that? The troubled sea. That's why He say they make uproars, right? Uproars of the people, a beast coming out of the sea. There shall be no more sea. There should be no troubling of the sea at some point. But the wicked are like the troubled sea, when it can when it cannot rest, whose waters cast up mire and dirt. There is no peace, saith Yahweh to the wicked, man. All right, 'cause they don't move in righteousness, and the Most High judgments are far above out of their sight. And the Most High deals with righteousness, so they can't rest until they brought more wickedness onto this earth. All right, like a hungry lion, thirsty of his prey. So let me get this. What was it? What did I want next? There's another scripture that came to my mind. Okay, let me go here real quick. It says here, First Thessalonians 5:3. Let's go there. Let's go to 5:2. For yourselves know perfectly, talking about the Israelites, the elect of Israel, we know perfectly. So the Lord gave us the clear message, especially with revelations and throughout the scriptures and prophets, of what the Most High's plans are. All right. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. For when they shall say peace and safety, and they're pushing for it, pushing P, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. So they're pushing peace. At the same time, they're stirring up dirt and mire, which is basically war, all right, and wickedness on this earth. Let me go to Psalm 7 and 9, see what that is real quick. This is Psalm 7 and 9. Oh, let the wickedness of the wicked come to an end. And that's what we're asking the Lord, is to let the wickedness of the wicked, we know who that is, come to an end. But establish the just. So the Lord is going to establish Israel, all right, the Israelites, and He's going to bring down Esau. For the righteous Yahweh trieth the hearts and reins. You see that? So the Lord tries the hearts and the reins, and he knows what's in their heart. All right, so let me get that. He says, surely. So like, one second. All right, so we're going to see all these different shenanigans and betrayals of peace, which is just a glimmer compared to the shade and darkness that they're pushing around the world, man, and the bloodshed. Look over there in Gaza. This is the same people that's calling for peace. The same people that brought hell upon the Israelites. They the ones calling for peace, right? Let's get that real quick. I'm gonna get something else, matter of fact. Look. Oh, hold on 1 second, so I can. No, that's not that. What is it? For the favor be shown. There you go. Okay. All right, here we go. Isaiah 26 and 10. It says, "Let favor be showed to the wicked, yet he will not learn righteousness, man. And peace deals with righteousness, deals with peace, and peace deals with righteousness. So let favor be shown. This is their opportunity to show, just like Cain had. The Lord said, "Yo, don't you know that if you give the right sacrifice, I'll accept it?" He gave him opportunity. He gave Esau opportunity with the red pottage, lentils. All right, he gave him an opportunity to show that he can be righteous. And even now, with Esau being a rulership, let the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. And look what they've done with the earth. Look what they've done with their opportunity, uh, um, and the Lord letting them rule right now. So let favor be showed to the wicked. Yet will he not learn righteousness, man. They're not going to learn it. They're going to study war, but the Lord said in the kingdom of righteousness, in the kingdom of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, the world shall study war no more. So right now that lets you know that they're studying different tactics of war as we speak, enhancing, modernizing their weapon and technology with AI and different type of modernizations. All right, innovations. Let favor be showed to the wicked, yet he will not learn righteousness. In the land of uprightness, he will deal unjustly, especially in our land. Look what they're doing over there. And will not behold the majesty of Yahweh. So even then, even though they're in our land, they're still not gonna get the blessing. The Lord coming back, I'm gonna be in your land waiting on them. Nah, you're gonna get destroyed there. All right, let's go here. Second Ezra 16 and 61. He made man. So Yahweh has made all human beings, all nations on the earth, and put his heart into the midst of the body, and gave him breath, life, and understanding. Yea, the spirit of the Almighty power, which made all things and searcheth out all hidden things in the secrets of the earth, even their secret meetings and their secret plans in their heart. Surely he knoweth your inventions and what ye think in your hearts. And one of their inventions is their missiles. And the Lord said this about um, uh, uh, their inventions. All right, hold up. Um, there we go. This is Jeremiah 51, and let's go to 3. It says, "Against him that bendeth, let the archer bend his bow." So as Babylon, aka the U.S., is preparing all their technology and their missiles and setting up their strategies and their gameplay in secrecy, the Lord has set up what you call it, a snare. He said, "I've laid a snare for you in the earth, and thou art also taken." So against him that bendeth, let the archer bend his bow. All right, so Russia and them are preparing as well. Ezekiel 38, be thou prepared, thou and all thy army. And against him that lifted himself up in his brigade, meaning his defense, and their just like they did with the Biden administration, which now they're about to move towards offense, more towards offense. And spare ye not her young, destroy ye all utterly all her hosts, man, the armies, the citizens, that's what's coming. All right, so Second Ezra 16 to 61, 63. Surely he knoweth your inventions. See, the Lord knows everything they're inventing. Look at this. All right. This is Jeremiah 50 and 24. I have laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken, O Babylon, and thou was not aware. Thou art found. So the Lord found them out. He found out all the. He got them all figured out. Everything. Any move you make, the Lord got you figured out, and also caught. So and he gonna catch them because he know they're gonna make that move because thou hast striven against Yahweh. All right. Yahweh have opened his armory and have brought forth the weapons of his indignation. For this is the work of Yahweh, power of hosts in the land of the Chaldeans. Sheesh. So, Second Ezra 16 and 63 again. Surely he knoweth your inventions and what ye think in your hearts. Even them that sin and would hide their sin, especially Edom, Idumea, right? They doing proxy wars. Look at him giggling in the back. They talking about war and destruction. And they holding up this picture that Putin sent to Trump about their meeting. To me, it looks like a message saying these the two we were friends, but now they're the two contenders. Like a boxing match. They hold up the two that's going to be going against each other down to the wire, man. All right. Says, therefore hath Yahweh exactly searched out all your works, and he will put you all to shame. All right. So I'm gonna end it there, man. The Lord about to put them to shame. Um, even though they have plans to increase this war, and to bring more draconian measures here to the soils of America. With having boots on the ground, right? What they call it, authoritarianism. So yeah, this was Trump's post from um, what's it called, Truth Social. All right, on X, it says it is a very hard, if not impossible, to win a war without attacking an invader's country. Talking about attacking Russia, right? Calling them the invaders. It's like a great team in sports that has a fantastic defense, but is not allowed to play offense. Right? They're not allowed because of this. They could ultimately say that it was these administrations that's holding it back, but it's really the will of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Everything's going to happen according to Yahweh Shem Yahushua's plans. This is Revelation 7 and 1. And after these things, I saw four angels standing on the four corners of the earth, holding the four winds of the earth, that the wind should not blow on the earth, nor on the sea, nor on any tree. All right, until the elect get sealed. The Most High is not going to let it happen. And there's other prophecies that have to come to pass. So what's that wind? Jeremiah 51 and 1. Thus saith Yahweh, behold, I will raise up against Babylon and against them that dwell in the midst of them that rise up against me a destroying wind. All right. So this is going to happen, but it's going to happen. Let me get this. This is Matthew 25 and 13. It says, watch therefore, for ye know neither the day nor the hour wherein the Son of Man cometh. So nobody knows when the Lord is going to come back. So when he comes back is on judgment day with the destruction. So they can say, yeah, this administration starting it, this administration stopping it. We're gonna go offense instead of defense. Man, you can't budge. The Lord got you in the damn gridlock. You can't do nothing unless the Most High say so. And he ordains it in the heavens on His time. All right. Matter of fact, let's get that. Um, let's go there. All right, this is Proverbs 20 and 24. Proverbs 20 and 24. And it says, a man's goings are of Yahweh. How can a man then understand his own way? You see that? So man's goings, the most high, there you go. So like here we go. All right, Proverbs 21 and 2. Let's go there. Proverbs 21 and 2. It says, every way, well, 21 and 1. The king's heart is in the hand of Yahweh. That's why he said he knows their heart. And every move they're going to make, the Most High steering them towards a certain direction, stopping them, right? Making them think it's going to be peace and creating the bricks, creating division amongst the EU, NATO, and America. The king's heart is in the hand of Yahweh, as the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. So when it's time for war, the Lord gonna make them go to war. But there's still prophecies that have to play out. Every way of a man is right in his own eyes. They think they're right, they grinning, smiling. But Yahweh pondereth the hearts. All right. So the Lord knows their plans and what they're up to. So there you go. Let me read this article again. So that's what they're planning. Offense. There is no chance of winning. It is like that which see, it is like that with Ukraine and Russia. Crooked and grossly incompetent Joe Biden. He still be going at Joe, man. Sleepy Joe. The crooked and grossly incompetent Joe Biden uh, would not let Ukraine fight back, only defend. How did that work out? Regardless, this is a war that would never happened if I were president. But now he's president, he got to take on that war. Zero chance. Interesting times ahead, President DJ Trump. All right, so I'm gonna wrap this up, man. Just a little article I was reading, and some scriptures came to my mind because they're having talks of peace, saying they're at peace with each other, but at the same time, he's talking about playing offense now. So what do you think? What do you think Russia and them going to do back in response? With that, I'm saying Shalom.